iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, let's get to some news and some notes, and we will discuss. I've got 2 days for you. I've got the San Francisco 49ers, and I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers podcast previews that I will get to as well in just a little bit. So first of all, it looks like Jermaine Kearse will miss week 1 of the season. That was to be expected. I don't really like him this year. I told you, I like Robbie Anderson. I like Quincy Enunwa. Those are my main guys. And then Kearse is just maybe a fill-in at best. Cameron Meredith caught 72 yards and a touchdown in Thursday's preseason game. I think that was very important. There's been a lot of Traquan Smith buzz. I'm not buying into that buzz as much as everybody else is. I still think that Cameron Meredith has proven that he can do it in the NFL, and I give him a real good shot to get some playing time in New Orleans. I know people are high on Traquan, but I'm just saying to you, I don't really trust rookies, especially rookie receivers, and I don't trust rookie receivers from bad conferences, right? I don't trust rookie receivers from bad conferences, and UCF does not play in the top-level conferences. They have a lot of games that they do well in, and they play well, and they look good. I mean, but look at Rashad Perriman. You think he's been a great player? I just am disappointed a lot of times with UCF players. I'm not saying Traquan Smith is bad. I'm just saying I'm not ready to make him out to be Jerry Rice just yet. All right, Ronald Jones is really, really struggling. It's just not very good. And a lot of the Sharks out there are taking their shot at Peyton Barber. And I'm going to just say this. I get it, and I understand it. And Peyton Barber's not going to lose time. And we're going to talk about that during the Tampa Bay Bucs preview. But I just want to get to this. Don't lose hope in Ronald Jones. We'll talk about that shortly. Don't lose hope with Ronald Jones. A.J. McCarron looked pretty decent. It looks like he may lose the job to Josh Allen, but A.J. McCarron will be a backup. And if Josh Allen struggles, they'll put him in. Alshon Jeffrey was activated from the PUP list. Still might miss a couple of games. I don't know. I think I trust what Adam Schefter's saying to me more than anything else. So if he says he's out, then he's out for me. Antonio Callaway. Look, I don't know why the Browns didn't sign Dez Bryant. Callaway disappointed in the last preseason game. Baker Mayfield was okay. And Khalil Mack still can't get signed by the Raiders, who won 2 first-round picks for him. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to get that, dude. I'm not sure that's going to happen. All right, let's do a little podcast preview here. I'm going to do the 49ers and Buccaneers today. I am an unabashed Jimmy G supporter. I like Garoppolo a lot. I'm not sure that he has the biggest arm or he's the fastest guy. I think he's a team leader, and I think he's smart. And I don't think he makes bad plays. And that's what I like about him. I think he's going to have like close to 65% completion percentage, which is a very high number. He's going to make smart throws, and I don't think he's going to lose any ball games for this team. So I'm a big fan. You get him in round 10, 11, 12 of your draft, I'm all in. I was very in on Jerick McKinnon when the preseason started, maybe when training camp started, but he was injured. And I think that injury set him back in a big way. And here's why. I think they originally said, well, this guy can get 250, 300 touches. And now they're like, you know what? He's just not big enough. He's just not big enough for those touches. Maybe we're looking at 220 to 250. And that's a big difference. So McKinnon goes from a second-round pick in my mind to a third-round pick. That's what he's dropping. And I don't love him in the third. I may take him, but I don't feel great about it. And remember, when I make a pick, I want to feel good about that pick. Matt Breida, I actually feel pretty good about. Breida is dealing with an injury. Okay, he's got a shoulder injury, and he hasn't played much, if anything, in training camp recently, and he's missed most of the preseason games. That said, there is talent there, and I just may have to wait on it. It may take 4 or 5 weeks to emerge, but I don't. When I draft Breida, I know that, so I'm okay, and I stash him on my roster. Alfred Morris is there now. Jeremy McNichols is there. I mean, a lot of fantasy experts are getting a buzz about Morris. I don't see it. I mean, he is a larger back. I just don't know whether he's the goal line back. Maybe I'm wrong. And if he is, then he'll have some value in standard leagues. I play mostly in PPR formats. I'm not taking him. Marquise Goodwin, I think, has emerged into the number one receiver. Now, he may not get as many catches as Pierre Garçon, but he's going to have it for more yards receiving because he's a playmaker. And it just goes to show, when he was with Buffalo, Buffalo couldn't figure out in 4 years how to find the time for this guy to play. And now he goes to San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan makes him relevant immediately. Goes to show you what a good coach Kyle Shanahan is. Really is. I like Goodwin as a wide receiver 3. He may give you wide receiver 2 numbers by the end of the season. That's how good he's playing. I do like Pierre Garçon. Now, we forget how good Pierre Garçon was, and he would absolutely have been Jimmy G's number 1 target, but he was out for 8 weeks last year. But now he's back. He is a solid player. He's a little older now, early 30s, but he's a solid player. Don't overlook him. That would be a big mistake. Trent Taylor is there. He's their slot guy. Dante Pettis is there. He's their speed guy. But your main 2 guys you want are Goodwin and Garçon. Okay? At tight end, I really was high on George Kittle, but he came down with a shoulder injury in the first preseason game, and it's been a problem because he hasn't gotten a lot of reps. But I think his value has dropped in drafts such that he is now a really good buy because I think he is a good player. The problem is this. Garrett Selleck and Jimmy Garoppolo are boys. And I know that Selleck is going to see the field and he's going to get opportunities because there's something that you can't teach, and it's called chemistry. When you play a sport where there's distribution of the ball, i.e. football, a quarterback to their, receiver, or basketball, a point guard to a forward or a shooting guard, or even volleyball when I played when it's a setter going to a hitter, you go to the people you like and trust. If Garrett Selleck is somebody that Jimmy Garoppolo likes, he's going to get some opportunities, and that makes him relevant. So we can't turn away from Garrett Selleck as being a possible option. I really like Robbie Gould this year. I worry about the 49ers running game. Because of that, if they can't score, they may kick a lot of field goals, and I think he could be a very nice little pick there as your last kicker in the draft. Okay? So we go from one end of the country to the other end of the country, and now I want to get to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Dirk Cutter's on the hot seat. I really do. I think he's on the hot seat. Jameis Winston is just not the mature leader that this team thought he would be. He is going to miss the first 4 weeks on suspension. Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to play. Ryan Fitzpatrick is better than most backups in the league. He's not afraid to throw the ball. He's been playing many years in the NFL. He will take chances, so don't drop the rest of the Buccaneers because of that. He's still he's still good. I like Jameis Winston, but I don't think you can take him more than round 19 or 20 of a draft because he's not going to play, right? So he's somebody that I stash. Preferably leave him on the waiver wire and pick him up, in 2 or 3 weeks when he's close to returning. So I want to get back to Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber. So I've always said the following. I believe in the adage, if you can't block, you can't play. And Ronald Jones can't block. But the team drafted Ronald Jones to be their running back. Don't kid yourself. The problem is that Peyton Barber is a jack of all trades. He's fast, he catches, he blocks, he does everything, so it's hard to take him off the field. Because they can't take Barber off the field, it's hard to put Jones on the field unless he can show a skill that is so much better than Barber. I believe that Barber will be a very good pick for the first 6 to 8 weeks of the season. But if you ask me, it's now week 14, will he be the starting running back? I can't tell you that definitively. I'm not sure. Because of that, I think that Ronald Jones has more value than people think, and because he's played so poorly in the preseason, you can get this guy like round 12 or 13. Well, all he needs is one Peyton Barber injury from being relevant. I'm not a big Jacquizz Rodgers fan. There's nobody else there. Ronald Jones will flash. If it's not today, it'll be tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be next month. He will flash at some point. It's just a question of when. All right, there's 4 receivers that I want to talk about in Tampa. Number 1 is Mike Evans. Now, Mike Evans, it's very strange here. He has been in the league now for 4 seasons. His first year, he had 1,051 yards and 12 touchdowns. Then the next year, 1,206 yards and 3 touchdowns. Then he goes to 1,321 yards and 12 touchdowns. But last year, he was at 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns. I need the double-digit Mike Evans. If you get the double-digit Mike Evans, you have a great chance to win your league. If you get the 5-touchdown Mike Evans, you're probably going to lose your league. It's as simple as that. So is there risk? There is. I would take Mike Evans if I had multiple leagues and I could diversify. Otherwise, I may not be interested. Speaking of not interested, I am not interested in Deshaun Jackson. No way, no how, no chance. I think he's just a best ball receiver at best, and I don't like him. And the reason why I don't like him is that I really like Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin's a player. He is a really good player. He runs great routes. He's fast enough. He's strong enough, and he catches the ball in traffic. He's so good that they couldn't keep him off the field. They had to start him because he was too good at the end of the season. So I think Jackson comes out, Godwin comes in, and the best part of Godwin is you can still get him in round 12, 13, 14 in most drafts, making him relevant. Adam Humphries is the slot receiver there. He's the 4th guy. If Peyton Barber and Jones can't get it done, you'll see more Adam Humphries than you would have expected. Okay? At tight end, 2 guys for you. The first one is Cameron Brate. Cameron Brate gets along very well with Jameis Winston. They trust each other implicitly. Brate went to Harvard. He runs great routes. He's a smart dude. He's a big target. He is very good in a standard league. But that said, my guy is O.J. Howard. He's a superior blocker. He's got good enough hands. He's a good enough receiver who's still learning the game. He is 1 year away from being a perennial Pro Bowl tight end. That's how good he is. I think he emerges as the starter this season, but I don't know at what point, but it's going to be at some point soon because he is way too talented not to be. That's how good he is. He really is good. All right, Chandler Cannizzaro, I have zero interest in. This guy occasionally kicks well, and then he just starts missing. I don't know. He was the Jets kicker. He was the Cardinals kicker. Too many misses for me and critical moments. I don't like him, so I'm certainly going to pass. All right, couple of things. I'm going to do some work on Saturday. I'm going to finish up the Titans and the Redskins. I'm going to do that podcast preview, get that out for you. I know a lot of people have drafts this weekend. We're going to get all these previews in for you. Next week, we're going to return to week 1 and what to do and how to deal with it, and we're going to get there after Labor Day. A few more things. ScoutFantasySports.com. Enter the promo code ROTO1. Get the first month for free. Come see what we're doing. We're a fantastic site. Me, Sean Childs, Adam Ronis, busting out the information for you to win your leagues. Secondly, when you have that information, go to playffwc.com. That's playffwc.com. We are drafting now through the end of next week. So let's be drafting. You want to draft? Come to our site. It's a great site. It's a great product. I really stand behind it. So check it out, playffwc.com. And finally, if you're a daily guy, daily is going to start in about a week. So we got to get ready for that. So we want to go to scoutdfs.com. That's scoutdfs.com. All right, but right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. If you're drafting this weekend, I'm wishing you the best of luck. This is Dr. Roto saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!